So the 777 Club is about manifesting. Now, in our manifesting home study, and then the courses that we do, and many of you have taken it, either the home study or the in-person ones or a combination of them. So the manifesting process has 5 steps. The first step is creating what we call your perfect desire, right? Creating what you want to manifest. Step 2, we call it living your desire on the inside. This is so powerful because it's fine to think it, to visualize it, to see it, but it's when you feel it, and that's what the teaching topic will be today, that things really start to happen. When things start to happen, it moves into step 3, which is the one we do a lot of work in. It's it's not probably. It's one of the most challenging, and that's managing resistance or managing the obstacles. 4th step is taking inspired action. And the 5th step, which often gets forgotten but is so powerful, is celebrating your victories. So the topic for this show, and we actually did so you 777 Club folks, I haven't uploaded it yet, but I will shortly. You'll see it by the end of the day. The title I've given it is Hooked on a Feeling. And it relates to, for the 777 folks, step 2, which is living your desire on the inside. So for the rest of you. And if you want any information about the 2 Facebook groups, the club, the convergence group, I'll put the links in the comments here afterwards so you can link through and learn more about it. And some of this stuff won't be new to you, but there's going to be... Yeah, I got it, buddy. I figured it out. Actually, agua. So water. Oh, so Spanish for water. There you go. Great to see me, water. There you are. So a lot of this won't be new to you, but there's going to be a kind of a different way of looking at and understanding it. And often it's those subtle little shifts that make all the difference. So I'm sure you guys all know about visualizing, creating that picture of your desire and your manifesting goal and creating that picture in your mind. Now, this we talk about in step 2, is that's great. But it's when we feel it in our body that things are activated. And this is so important. Yeah, cool. Eh? This is so important to understand. Because the thinking of a thing, the pictures, the movies, those dialogues you create in your mind have wonderful potential. But in order for them to be powerfully actualized, we need to feel it in our body. So when you're visualizing, what you're focusing on doing is creating sensations in your body that feel good. Like, that's what you're looking for. What you're looking for as I visualize this, as I play this out in my awareness in my mind, I'm not trying to manifest it in my physical world. That's the thing to remember. That's not what you're trying to do. The reason you're doing that is to set up a vibration in your body, which is a feeling. Now, we often call it an emotion, and that's fine, but let's break it down into something that's more mechanically understandable. Physical sensations in your body. The non-physical, you create the visualizations. That's wonderful. It sets the direction. But what empowers it and gives it form is the sensations that you feel in your body. And this is a really important clarifier. The reason that you're taking your time to do your visualization, imagining whatever that is not to make it happen out here. It's to create sensations, emotions in your body that feel good. Because it's our body that is the translator from the non-physical into the physical, which is where we get into convergence, and that's why these just flow so nicely together, but we aren't there yet. So here you're doing this, you're doing this, and you're feeling it. Now, so then we go, okay, well, I'm waiting for stuff to happen out here, right? So that's the steps. The steps are, I'm picturing it here, I'm feeling it in my body, and I'm seeing the effects of it in our physical world. Now, which parts or part is your job to look after, and which part ain't none of your damn business? This is important. I got a whole teaching about this. I'm just going to upload it when we're done the show here. Your physical world, your external world, is the one aspect of your experience where you have the least control over. And every one of us, including me, have experienced when things happen that we sure didn't want to happen, but they happened anyway. Right? Our physical world is the one aspect of our experience where we really have very, very little control, don't we? Yet we put so much emphasis on, has it changed yet? Is it here yet? Is it not here yet? What do I need to do in the physical to make it happen? When you start getting in that direction, the first thing you're going to do is do whatever you can is to stop and let go. Because that's the one thing that will derail this, like nothing else, is when you stop looking after what's your job and you start meddling in something that's none of your business. And what's none of your business is making things happen out here in the physical world. What is your business? Your business is the pictures and movies, the voices and dialogues that you create in your mind and the physical sensation that you feel as you focus on them. Because you are the only one that can create the pictures or movies, and you're the only one that can change the pictures and movies. Now, a lot of times external stimulus will trick us into changing the theme, right? Changing the script to your movie. But even though you may see something here and see something here and see something here, and then use that to change the script of your movie, so now your perfect desire is kind of, right? You're still the one that changed the script. See, so this is why your job is to take that dream, take that desire that exists, right? It exists just as real as this, okay? It exists. It's just in the non-physical in your mind, and it hasn't produced the effect in the physical yet. Your job is to hold on to the pictures or movies and the feeling. Hold on to the feelings. That's your job. That's what's up to you. It's your job to protect that. Because that creation is your creation. You're the one that created that dream, that desire. It's yours. Nobody else's. It's yours. And nobody else is going to protect it for you. Because you see, that dream and that desire, it's very much like a seed, very much like a plant. It needs to be nurtured. It needs to be fed. If there's weeds, they need to be pulled out. When it starts to come out of the ground, when I grew up on the farm, and we would get the tomato plants, right, little tomato plants, and we put them out in the garden, and we would put shingles, old wooden shingles. Gordon may remember wooden shingles. We would put wooden shingles around them, or cereal boxes actually, to protect them because the wind and the elements, because they were inside, right? So when we put them out in the ground, we needed to protect them in some way. It's the same thing with your dream or your desire. It's not enough just, oh, that feels good, and oh, no, it's not enough. It's your job to protect that. It's your job to fight for that. It's your job to stand beside it. It's your job to say, this is true. And when this stimulus from out here tries to convince you to rewrite the script, it's your job to say, no, I'm not doing it. And I'm going to wrap this segment up because it really moves into the convergence quite nicely. And I'm going to wrap it up with a question/challenge. How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough to protect it? Do you want it bad enough to fight for it? Do you want it bad enough to bind its wounds when it gets damaged in some way? Because that's what it takes. Now, I'm not trying to make this into this adversarial relationship, but in many ways it does feel that way. Because as you introduce change in your physical world is going to fight back. It's really just Newtonian, right? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So when you introduce change, don't be surprised when this starts to push back, because this resists change, which is kind of interesting. It's always changing, yet it resists interference by you, because it wants to just carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on. And you're saying, no, we're going to, instead of going this way, we're going to go this way. You're introducing interference, right? You're almost like a foreign body, and it wants to kind of eject you, right? See, and that's why it's so powerful to you to nurture your desire and to feel good about it, to hold on to the feeling. Okay, moving through to